This week on UND Insider Weekly, women's hockey uses their exhibition games against Russia as practice for games without their Olympic-bound players. Men's basketball has a tough weekend in the Pacific Northwest, and the fourth line helps men's hockey grab their first Saturday win of the season. Assistant coach Dane Jackson joins us on the Coach's Corner to talk about the team's progress so far this season. And after losing to NDSU last year in Fargo, the men's basketball team finds out what it's like to play NDSU at the Betty. All this week on UND Insider Weekly. Welcome to UND Insider Weekly. The gang's all together again. That would be Tom Miller, Brad Schlossman from the Grand Forks Herald, Paul Ralston, UND Athletics. I'm Tim Hennessy, UND Athletics. And we're going to talk about hockey, first of all. St. Lawrence, last weekend at UND. Somebody, I don't know who it was, Brian Jones, men's basketball coach. What's St. Lawrence? Division I hockey program in Canton, New York, had the nation's leading scorer. And Brad, the kid was pretty good.
Yeah, they had a lot of good offensive players, I thought. Obviously, Greg Carey, very good. There's a reason he's the nation's leading scorer. He had 5 points on the weekend, I think. They had a defenseman, too, Justin Baker, who was really dynamic and added a lot of offense back there. And coming into the weekend, we knew they were a really good offensive team, and I think they showed everyone at the Ralph why they are.
The different situation with Greg Carey is that he's not a dynamic type of player, but people have said he's kind of like Thomas Vanek, although I don't think he skates as well as Thomas Vanek. I go all the way back to Phil Berger of Northern Michigan, who used to get the Berger bundles, score goals and bundles. Same type of player, but obviously effective.
Yeah, I mean, if you give him a chance to score, it's he put it in the back of the net a couple times, and a couple times the goaltenders weren't able to handle a shot, and it left a rebound and an easy tap in for one of his teammates. So they had the #1 power play in the country on Saturday morning, and that he was a big reason why.
Tom, you saw UND against BU, the Saturday night game at Boston University, when they were extremely competitive, played extremely well. Were you surprised when they came out Friday, and as Coach Axel told me after the game, laid an egg?
Well, you thought that maybe that UND could build off, putting 58 shots on BU, but at the same time, maybe you thought BU might have had something to do with that. They're a team that gives up a ton of shots, so it was going to be interesting to see if they came back and maintained some of that offense. But I guess wasn't overly surprised with how they ended up getting a split.
They go and it's an NCHC competition this weekend at Kalamazoo, Michigan, and I don't know if it makes any difference whether or not any of these guys have ever been there before, but it's going to be an entirely different style of hockey this weekend, right, Brad?
Kalamazoo, or Western Michigan's one of the top defensive teams in the country. St. Lawrence is one of the top offensive teams in the country, so it'll be interesting to see how they go from one to the other, but generating offense hasn't come real easy for UND this season, so they're going to have to grind for all the points they can get this weekend.
We'll talk more about it with Dane Jackson in a little while in the Coach's Corner, but let's talk a little bit about the women's hockey team as they took on the Russian team, the Russian Olympic team at Ralph Engelstad Arena last weekend, losing the first game, but then coming back with a shutout win by Lexi Shaw in the second game, not playing the Olympic-bound players on UND as sort of a precursor, however you want to say it, to games that they'll be playing this season without those players. So I guess that was big that they were able to at least compete with that Russian team, huh?
Yeah, well, they ended up getting a tie that first night. It probably felt like a loss because the team didn't play real well in the first 40 minutes, and then the last 20 they played really well and dominated, and I think Idalski wanted to see that the whole game. But it's a good, you get to see what the lines could look like. That's going to be a team that might not generate offense real easily without some of their Olympian, and some of their other players are going to get power play roles, penalty killer roles, and this was their first chance to do some of that.
My question is, we have kind of a goaltending competition going on here, starting to evolve with this women's team a little bit, with the youngster starting to get some opportunities?
I think so. They've been splitting them, and the way that both of them have been playing, I don't think right now there's a reason to go to one yet. I think they're both giving Coach Idalski reasons to keep playing, and I'm expecting we'll see both of them this weekend against a good Clarkson team.
Can Lexi Shaw be the goaltender? I mean, everybody that's winning national championships is having world-class goaltenders. Can Lexi Shaw be that?
I think so.
Eventually?
Yeah, I think so, and I think it helps her to have the defensive core in front of her that she does. This is probably the best D core that UND's had, and they've been playing a lot in the offensive zone, and that's probably a goaltender's best friend.
Let's talk a little bit about the men's basketball team and the hype that went with it, and we'll see some of it as the program progresses here. But the Bison win obviously was big, and everybody got excited about that. And then they went out west and got their comeuppance 3 times, Paul. What the heck happened out there?
Friday was not a good performance. Coach Jones was disappointed in that. They didn't have the effort and energy that he kind of expects out of his team typically. That was kind of one of those where you're like, are you guys thinking a little too much, you're puffing up your chest a little too much after that NDSU win and not preparing yourselves and readying yourselves what is coming from a very good Cal Poly team. I thought the effort and energy was there both Saturday and Sunday against Oregon and Pacific. What hurt North Dakota in those games is turnovers and turnovers against zone defense. Both those teams saw the zone be effective against North Dakota in that opening game against Cal Poly, where they really put a 3-2 zone on North Dakota and really kind of got them off their rhythm and off their game. And both those teams applied zones at different times or throughout the games on Saturday and Sunday and had various effects on North Dakota, where North Dakota would turn it over and that would lead to easy baskets, and that's where you saw the deficits.
Well, Tom, they made their bed. Now they're going to have to sleep in it with the zone defenses, right, the rest of the way?
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things is you saw how much they need Josh Schuler in that lineup. I know he's not a starter, but he's a guy who makes a lot of right decisions and can shoot the ball from the outside. He was injured for the weekend. They hope to have him back here in the future. Cole Steffen's a guy who just got eligible, transfer from Wisconsin Green Bay, who also will give them some outside shooting in the future, but he's just not quite comfortable yet. Just got eligible, hasn't played a whole lot in the last year or so. But those are 2 guys who, like you said, teams are going to copycat what works, and they're going to see a lot of zone. And those are 2 guys that are going to have to help them shoot their way out of that zone. Forcing things towards the basket isn't going to work as well as moving the ball and getting some good outside looks.
Well, nobody likes seeing zone defenses, do they?
No, not at all. Because I think
does anybody like playing them?
No, certainly not. Especially
well, get rid of it.
Especially not this team. And this team is built to get and attack the basket. And one of the things that 3-2 zone does at times, it limits you. It's kind of the easy way of taking away the drive a little bit. And when the NCAA is really emphasizing offense and attacking and giving the attacking player the benefit of the doubt, I think the zone defense sometimes is just it's difficult to watch. I will say this: if you're a UND fan and you're so excited about the way they played against NDSU, don't panic. The team was disappointed themselves. On Sunday night when they left the building, that's about as down as a team. They're going to refocus on this. I think Coach Jones really, you're going to use it as a teaching tool, an eye-opener. And this is a veteran bunch that wants to get things right, and they're going to use this weekend despite the tough losses. I just get the indication that they're ready to move forward and use it as a benefit.
I think people need to remember the quality that they were playing out in Oregon, with Oregon being a top 14 team, kind of on the lines of Wisconsin. People were excited about the way they played against Wisconsin. They still lost by 18. Well, losing by only a handful to Oregon is in a similar light, being they're both, high-end programs. Pacific, also a team that has 7 seniors tournament tested. Those are very tough programs to play.
I say we go NBA on it and outlaw the zone.
I'm with you. I'd like to see it gone.
Coming up, Coach Jackson is here in the Coach's Corner to talk about this past weekend's games against St. Lawrence.
Winter fashion is a wonderland, and you'll find all this season's best looks waiting for you at Shields. So, let it snow.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
still time to be a North Dakota Junior Champion, the official kids club of UND Athletics. For just $25, kids 8th grade and younger get all this: the official North Dakota Junior Champions t-shirt and lanyard, free admission to 1 men's hockey game and all women's hockey games for the rest of the season. You also get free admission to every men's and women's home basketball game and exclusive Junior Champions events. Sign up today at Shields and Grand Forks or online at UNDsports.com and be a North Dakota Junior Champion.
You're different today than yesterday. Yet, you're still a college hockey fan. Proud of national titles. Riveted with stories about the early days. Proud of the school's first big stage appearance. Excited knowing you compete among the game's elite. And recalling the recent reign over college hockey's best. The puck has dropped, and the NCHC has arrived. It's time. Get in the game.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
UND Insider Weekly is sponsored by Shields, Gear, Passion Sports, by Burger King, where taste is king, and by The Ground Round.
The fall finale of Through These Doors premieres in 2 weeks. Get your dose of behind the scenes with exclusive interviews and more as the team prepares for the end of the semester and the holiday season. The fall finale premieres Thursday, December 12th at 9 p.m. on UND Insider and Friday, December 13th at 6:30 on Midco Sportsnet. Welcome back to the program, and we have been joined by Dane Jackson, North Dakota assistant hockey coach. Dane, good to have you back on the program again.
Yeah, good to be here. Thanks, fellas.
Happy to be here, huh?
Absolutely.
All right, now you got some splaining to do. You guys had an outstanding effort, the Saturday Night BU series in Boston.
Yeah.
Came back last Friday and not so good, and then came back Saturday and better. It's that consistency thing you've got to gain, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think with the young team, that's something that you're going to have to battle. These guys are good players, and just kind of getting used to our level. Especially back in the D-Corps. I think that's something that even guys that are good players in junior take some time to get that high level consistency. But it's not just our young guys; it's our whole team. I think it's a little bit more prevalent with the team that has a little less skill and a little younger. When you're having a night where you're not quite as sharp and intense and ready, it really kind of exposes you. I think some of our years in the past, when we have some probably more high-end talent and more veteran group, you can get away and win some games when you're not playing at your very, very best. But this night, this year, I think it's really kind of showing clear. When we're not really hungry and focused and intense and ready to go, we don't look very good.
That's putting it right out there.
Yeah.
I saw, we talked about Greg Carey, and he just quietly had 4 points on Friday night, I thought. But that's the kind of guy that he's going to get his points, isn't he? You just hope that he doesn't kill you with it.
Yeah, he's, like you say, he was kind of, I don't know if he can really be quietly good with having 4 points, but maybe he was. Like, he's a finisher. He gets that puck. His shot is highest level I've seen. We were talking about whether it's probably better than Matt Bratton's, just heavy and quick and accurate. And I thought his brother was very good too. They were really good together. Really good young player there too. So they were 2 guys, and we knew it coming in that they were going to be a challenge to handle. And we didn't match up very well against them. And our penalty kill was not real sharp. They won a lot of draws against our penalty kill in the first night, and so they were set up right away, immediate kind of eyes up possession in zone, and they didn't take much time to make their play, so I was very impressed with them. They were very good.
Brad, you got him now, grill him.
Now you got a totally different type of opponent coming up. St. Lawrence is one that likes to score a lot of goals. They maybe give up some. Now you get one of the better defensive teams in the country against Western Michigan squad.
Yeah, Andy Murray does a great job preparing his guys. They play, Hack and I were just down watching tape. They play extremely tight defense. They have really good goaltending. Don't give up a lot. Don't score a ton, but like I say, really hard to play against. You're not going to get many outnumbered rushes. You're not going to get a lot of clear scoring chances. I don't think. You really got to kind of work to get pucks to the net, get traffic, get some point shots through, and try to score power play goals. So it's going to be, like you say, a little different, but we got to continue to build on trying to be playing hard consistently. Consistently giving yourself a chance to play in the offensive zone, and consistently getting pucks and bodies to the net. With teams that play really tight defense, that's the way it is. There's no magic to it. You got to compete, work for every chance, every puck to the net you can get, and hope you get some bounces along the way.
You guys remember this goaltender? You faced him before.
Yeah, we played against down in the regional in the St. Paul, I should say. Not many off of St. Paul, but that was a tight affair. I believe that was a 2-1 game as well, and we'll probably see some of that this weekend.
How about the fact that Connor Gorder had a couple of goals on the weekend? Steph Patton has been scoring for you. I think he's had 2 in his last 3, something like that. When those guys, those veteran guys have been around, the guys that have the grind to them, when those guys start producing like that, that's got to really help the young guys seeing that going on. Right?
Yeah, no question. I think those guys are both players that, they're pretty strong, heavy bodies, and guys that really compete hard every night. Probably, when we brought those guys in, kind of less heralded, not as skilled guys, but guys that have done a good job and learned what it takes, and how to get pucks to the net and how to be at the net. And in these type of hard games, and when there's not a lot of space with be flying down the ice on open rush chances and getting a lot of real good looks against hard D zone coverage. That's what you need to do, and it's huge for us to get those guys contributing. Bryn Chiswick's done a good job. He scored out in Boston and done good things as well. So. That's nice that we're getting some depth scoring, and we got to get everybody kind of chipping in, try to get all cylinders going to try to be able to win consistently.
Dane, thanks for he's got to get out of here. He's got another appointment. Dane, thanks for being with us. Good luck in Kalamazoo.
Thanks, pal.
Assistant coach Dane Jackson of the UND hockey team. Still to come, soccer and volleyball have already beaten North Dakota State this year. A little over a week ago was men's basketball's chance to take their neighbors to the south and beat them.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
For 50 years, the Big Sky Conference has been showing the world who we are and how we play. 50 years of authenticity, hard work, community, and 50 years of playing to win.
The FCS
But remembering that our mission is bigger than winning. We're the Big Sky, the heart of Division I, the heart of the American West.
Right now at Burger King, choose any 2 sandwiches for just $5. Whether you're craving a Whopper sandwich and an original chicken sandwich, an original chicken sandwich and a premium Alaskan fish sandwich, or a Whopper and another Whopper. Come in today and get any 2 for just $5. Only at Burger King, where taste is king.
Winter fashion is a wonderland, and you'll find all this season's best looks waiting for you at Shields. So, let it snow.
Voting is now open for the UND Insider Weekly Top 10 Plays of the Fall special. Vote your opinion for the play that you think deserves to be number 1. Visit UNDsports.com to cast your vote, and you can also tweet your opinion at UND Sports using the hashtag InsiderWeekly. The special airs New Year's Day at 8 p.m. on UNDsports.com, and then Friday, January 3rd at 5:30 on Midco Sports Network. After 6 years of not playing NDSU, men's basketball continued their rivalry in 2010-2011, that school year. The NDSU men have played in Grand Forks since then, but they've never visited the Betty. A little over a week ago, UND had a chance to play host on their true home floor.
thing. We haven't played them in the Betty yet, so I think I'm just looking forward to that, and seeing how many fans are actually going to pack this place up. And I can't even imagine how the Betty's going to look, but I'm definitely excited.
Welcome to the Betty Engelstad Sioux Center in Grand Forks, where UND and NDSU meet for the 4th time since both have made the move to Division I. We're underway at the Betty for UND NDSU men's basketball. To Huff, centered on the floor, works it around the perimeter to the left side. To Webb it comes, works left baseline drive. Tough take and finish that time on a drive off the left baseline. There's Molly with a drive and finish, and it's 6-0 North Dakota in the opening 2 minutes. Here comes Huff, off to the races. Hill's going to step through a defender, lay it up and finger roll it in. Anderson will drive it along the baseline. Knob a pass for Huff in the left corner. A three, up and good! North Dakota leads NDSU 44-35 through one half of basketball at the Betty Engelstad Sioux Center in Grand Forks. Swing it to the right corner for Huff, who fires up a three. Go! Troy Huff. Here's Hooker, got a ball screen from Schuler, swung it for Anderson. Right side wing, three, good! Up the left sideline, work back to his right, top of the key. Will put up the shot off the window, get it to go! Quentin Hooker with a runner. What a drive and finish high off the glass. And he drew the contact, and the young freshman just proved why he's ready right now.
This is a game, a type of opponent you're going to have to beat if you're serious about contending for the Big Sky. These are the type of games we must win on our home floor against that quality of opponent, a team who's battle-tested and senior-laden, just like we are. But I thought our guys did a tremendous job of accepting that challenge.
Work on the left side wing, feed it for Jamal Webb, look inside, lob it for their Alonzo Trailer, rebounded by Schuler, give it to Huff, take off, send it in with the emphatic two-handed flush. And here is the Betty at its feet, 91-72 with 90 seconds left to play. Nash is gonna go up and jam it. Oh my, was that ever a flush? 5, here's Webb. And the fans are on their feet, and North Dakota has defeated North Dakota State by 18 at the Betty, 95-77. An emphatic win over the in-state rivals.
Everything is in action this weekend, but nothing is happening here at home. We'll find out where these guys are going and what they're looking forward to next on UND Insider Weekly.
UND Insider Weekly is sponsored by Shields, Gear, Passion, Sports, by Burger King, where taste is king, and by The Ground Round.
There's still time to be a North Dakota Junior Champion, the official kids club of UND Athletics. For just $25, kids 8th grade and younger get all this: the official North Dakota Junior Champions t-shirt and lanyard, free admission to one men's hockey game and all women's hockey games for the rest of the season. You also get free admission to every men's and women's home basketball game and exclusive Junior Champions events. Sign up today at Shields and Grand Forks or online at UNDsports.com and be a North Dakota Junior Champion.
For 25 years, the Big Sky Conference has been showcasing women's athletics. 25 years of authenticity, hard work, community, and 25 years of playing to win.
For the first time since 2007, is going.
But remembering that our vision is bigger than winning. We're the Big Sky, the heart of Division I, the heart of the American West.
All right, it's time now to figure out what this panel's looking forward to this week, where you guys will be at. I think I know where the Herald guys will be at. Kalamazoo, Michigan, huh?
As long as there's no travel problems.
That's why we leave Thursday. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Now you've got to come up with a story all the time. That's a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah, for the most part, it's not too tough to find the secondary story, but there are times when it's a stretch.
And Brad, you'll be there in Kalamazoo. Is that the thing you have your finger on this weekend?
I'm actually looking forward to seeing how the women's team does out in Potsdam, New York. That series could end up determining whether they make the NCAA tournament or where they're placed in there. There's not a lot of crossover in WCHA women with other leagues, so non-conference series is going to be huge for them. And they have some really good players, so that'll be interesting.
Should be mentioned that those games will be heard locally in Grand Forks. Darren Looker will have.
That's right. He'll be out there broadcasting.
Doing the thing. I think he's going to see Clarkson St. Lawrence men too, I think, which is a huge rivalry. They're about 30 miles apart, I think, something like that. You're going basketball.
I'm going to basketball. I'm going to Indianapolis, Indiana, and going to Hinkle Fieldhouse. That's where they shot Hoosiers. I'm going to bring my tape measure. Probably embarrass everybody, just like Gene Hackman used in the movie where he measured the distance from the rim to the floor and said, hey, see, it's the same here as it is in our old little gymnasium back in Hickory. So it's a big game. Butler's a very good team. They nearly upset the top 5 team in Oklahoma State here this past week. They only lost by 2. North Dakota obviously going to try to get back going in the right direction after a tough weekend out in Oregon, and then they stay out on the road. It's like a 7-day road trip where they stay out on the road and take on Bowling Green out in Ohio later the following week. So it's a long road trip, and it starts this Saturday, and I'm kind of curious to see how they respond.
I'm looking forward to Kalamazoo in Western Michigan to see if the UND hockey team can gain some consistency in their performances. So guys, thanks, appreciate it. Travel safely. We'll talk to you next time. Okay? Now don't forget to cast your votes for the top plays of the fall. Visit UNDsports.com for more information. Be sure to catch the final Insider Weekly of the year next Wednesday at 8 o'clock on UNDsports.com and Friday at 5:30 on Midco Sports Net.